Pablo was just talking about how much calmer the team seems now, defending or blocking.
Mm.
Very complimentary of that. Just from your perspective, being out there, Pablo talked about a certain anxiousness a year ago.
Yeah.
Sometimes guys being overcommitted, I got to go,
Mm.
and it stretches everyone out.
Hmm.
What's the difference for you this year, between this year and last year?
I think this is just something we worked on in preseason. That especially in the shape in the 5-2-3, I think it has allowed us to just, like I said, be more comfortable. Don't start to panic even when teams. I mean, we saw with Seattle that tried to exploit those basically where their outside backs are, those spaces. But again, I don't think we have to panic there because I mean we have five guys in the back line. We have you obviously double pivot. Um, so yeah, I think it's just something we worked on throughout preseason, and then obviously I think just gotten a little more mature. Some additions to the group I think helped with that too.
There's so many guys, whether it's young guys coming out, guys coming in from overseas or other
Hmm.
clubs or whatever. How come the performance has been so good when it's clear you guys haven't had that much time all together as a group?
Um, that's a good question. No, I think it's just a next man up mentality. I think um, everybody prepared really well in the off season, and then throughout preseason, to be ready when their number's called. And unfortunately for some of the guys that are out, they I guess had injuries and couldn't contribute. But it's an opportunity for some of the young guys, for some of the other guys, to step up. And I think, like you said, they've done a very good job. And I think it just speaks to the whole team that no matter who's stepping up, they can contribute.
Are you the guy who likes to watch a lot of games, watch a lot of film, and you've already seen Atlanta, or are you
Yeah.
the one who waits for the coaches to show
Yeah, I have not seen Atlanta yet.
Thanks.
So you've rotated a lot of positions in the past year or two. How are you liking being more central?
Good. Yeah, I mean, I always said that I don't care where I play as long as I'm on the field. But it's nice being back on the six. So yeah.
Compared to last year, how have you evolved overall?
Um, I think it's just getting more minutes under your belt. Getting the trust from the coaches and your teammates, and just having more confidence in myself that I can compete at this level and that I can be a good player in this league.
How are you gelling with the young kids and the new arrivals?
How am I?
How are you gelling? How are you getting along with?
I mean, very good. It's always nice to getting some more of my fellow Europeans into the team. A lot of things we can talk about. Yeah, no, it's been very good. The new additions and then the young guys. I've been used to playing with a couple of them from my days with the Monarchs. So I think I have a pretty good relationship with like Luca. Played with him, with Aiden, but even with Gozo. Going back a couple of years ago. So yeah, I think it's been very good.
I know.
Noel, 2 years ago when I talked to Luca at the MLS Next All-Star game,
Mhm.
he singled you out as a player who always had his arm around him in those Monarchs
Mhm.
matches, helping him along. What's it like playing next to him now at the MLS level?
Yeah, I think it's cool to see how we both developed and now are at the highest level in this country, from when we were starting together with the Monarchs, like even a year ago I think we played together down in St. George against Ventura County. So yeah, it's crazy.
And I saw you at the Monarchs match on Sunday. Are you scouting new teammates, looking for tactical wrinkles?
No, I'm
talking to Jamal the whole time about
yeah. I just love watching football. I watch football basically all the time when I'm off, and I live in Soleil, so I can just walk over. Um, and it's obviously I think it's good for the guys to be there to support them, because I mean I was in the same shoes. So
And then, any one thing did you notice against Seattle that you'd like to see an improvement, either yourself or the team around coming up this Saturday?
putting the game away. I think it's funny because obviously Seattle was a team chasing the game, but I think we ended up having the better chances at the last, let's call it 15 minutes. And I think we can put that game away, and I think then it's just way less exciting for everybody, and then we have the 3 points for sure. And I mean, you never know. Like sometimes a ball slips through, somebody misses something, and then they get an equalizer, and the mood is shit and everything. So I think just putting the game away, just seals the deal.
Thank you very much.
From your perspective, how would you describe the difference in mentality of the club this year versus last season?
Well, I think we just want to have a better year, but I think that the mentality hasn't really changed. Like, I think that last year, I think we started very poor into the season, and I think this year is one of our goals to start better, so that when we're like halfway in the season, we look at the standings and we're like, oh, we need to get points on the board. We don't find ourselves in a position, to scramble for points to make the playoffs. Because at the end of the day, to be successful in this league, you first of all have to put yourself in the playoffs. So yeah, just trying to get as many points as possible early, so we don't start to scramble later.
Yeah, I have one. Sorry. What's up, bro? How you doing?
Hey.
So Atlanta is a very strong transition team, and you were talking a little bit about how Seattle was attacking those packets.
Yeah.
How do you balance being aggressive but without being exposed in that away game?
Yeah, I think it's when we attack, I think our shape behind the ball is going to be very important, especially with the quality they have up front. I feel like in MLS, when you have these type of teams that like to spend a lot of money on players in their attack, they tend to be players too that defensively not always track back, especially when we have a fast attack or we break the lines quick. So I think communication from the guys, the back three or whoever's going to be back in that moment, plus or one or two pivots, it's going to be critical. And then just make sure we end plays so we don't catch ourselves on a counter, whether that's taking shots, fouling high up the field, just not allowing them to counter us.
And my last one is Atlanta is always a tough place to play. Do you embrace that hostile environment of the fans over there, or do you just take time to adjust and keep the rhythm going?
No, I think I've never been there before, so I'm actually very excited because I heard good things about the stadium. And like you said, the fans. So I think it's just, as a footballer, you want to enjoy the moment, because at the end of your career, you don't want to look back and be like, you didn't enjoy these moments. Obviously, there's a lot of pressure, but you want to enjoy it as well, because that's why we do it. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're surrounded by teenagers this year. How old does that make you feel?
Do I have to answer that? Yeah. It's just, man, when you hit 25, it's like just the years just keep going.
Awesome, thank you.
But like, I feel like when I was like 14 or something, like it would just be so slow. Now I'm like 25. I'm gonna be turning 26 in like a couple months. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
Terrible.
Yes.
Terrible.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, guys.